Most people think that confidence in meetings comes from having the best ideas. It doesn't. I used to suffer from really low self esteem, and I had issues looking people in the eye, let alone speak up in a meeting. I've learned that having the courage to voice your thoughts, even when your heart races and your mind second guesses everything you want to say, comes with practice and the right mindset. If you've ever stayed silent because you were afraid of sounding dumb or overthought what others might think, this video will change how you see yourself in the room. Stay until the end because I'll share the top 5 psychological shifts and exact phrases you can use to start speaking up calmly, clearly, and with confidence. As someone who studied communication and consulting frameworks, I've seen that the people who rise fastest aren't always the smartest. They're the ones who can communicate their thinking clearly under pressure. If you've ever stayed silent because you were afraid of sounding dumb or overthought what others might think, this video will change how you see yourself in the room. We'll break down 5 practical tools to help you manage the fear of judgment, speak with confidence, even if your voice shakes, and stop overthinking what to say. By the end, you'll have a set of calm, confident habits you can use in every meeting, whether you're presenting to senior leaders or just contributing to your team. Number 1 on the list, start with a simple framing phrase. For example, I have a quick thought to add. Let's start here because the hardest part of speaking up is often the first line. When you open up with something like, I have a quick thought to add, you lower the psychological pressure on yourself. You're not claiming to be the smartest in the room. You're simply contributing. Example, in a meeting where everyone's throwing ideas, instead of staying silent, try saying calmly, I have a quick thought to add that might build on what Sarah mentioned. Why it works. This phrase is low ego and non-confrontational. It activates psychological safety, both for you and for others, because you're signaling collaboration, not competition. When your brain perceives less social risk, your voice naturally steadies. 2. Rehearse clarity, not perfection. Here's what most people don't realize. Overthinking is a form of perfectionism. We think if our sentence isn't flawless, we shouldn't say it at all. But meetings aren't speeches, they're conversations. Example, before a meeting, instead of writing a perfect script, jot down 3 keywords you want to hit. Then, practice summarizing your point in 1 to 2 seconds aloud. Casually, like you're talking to a friend. For example, the main issue seems to be alignment. Maybe we can clarify who's owning which part. Here's the psychology behind it. Your brain performs better when it focuses on clarity over performance. When you aim for progress, not perfection, you quiet your inner critic and signal calm assurance to others. 3. Use grounding phrases to buy time. When your mind goes blank mid-meeting, it doesn't mean you failed. It means your nervous system has activated a mild fight or flight response. Grounding phrases can help you to regulate and reset. For example, if you're asked something unexpectedly, say, that's a great question. Let me think about the best way to put it. That gives you 3 to 5 seconds to breathe, think, and find your words. This is called a cognitive pause. It signals authority, not hesitation. Confident people use pauses to command attention. Anxious people rush to fill them. Let's pause for a second, because that's the shift. Calm doesn't mean quick, it means deliberate. 4. Anchor your body before you speak. Your voice follows your body. When your posture is collapsed or your breath is shallow, your tone unconsciously communicates uncertainty, even if your words are fine. Example, before you speak, take a slow, grounding breath. Plant your feet, lower your shoulders, and feel the exhale before you start. Even one conscious breath changes your tone from timid to thoughtful. Why it works? Psychologically, this lowers cortisol, your stress hormone, and increases vagal tone, which helps you project steadiness and credibility. It's not about acting confident. It's about anchoring your nervous system before you open your mouth. 5. End with ownership. Here's what I'd recommend. Or, from my perspective, the next step could be many people speak tentatively to avoid judgment. Phrases like, I might be wrong, but, or this is probably silly. Instead, try this. Use ownership language that signals grounded confidence without arrogance. Example. Here's what I'd recommend based on what we know so far. Psychology behind it. Ownership creates respect. People trust voices that sound sure, not because they're always right, but because they take responsibility for their ideas. Here's what most people don't realize. Certainty is contagious. When you sound clear, others believe clarity exists, even in uncertainty. Here is a big bonus tip for you. Speaking up isn't about getting rid of nervousness. It's about building a relationship with it. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's the quiet understanding that fear doesn't have to lead. The next time you feel that rush of adrenaline before you speak, say to yourself, this is energy, I can use it. Because that energy, when channeled calmly, becomes presence. Let's recap the 5 ways to speak up in meetings without overthinking. Start with, I have a quick thought to add. Rehearse clarity, not perfection. Use grounding phrases to buy time. Anchor your body before you speak. End with ownership language. Each of these tools helps you find calm in the moment, not because the fear disappears, but because you lead it. If this resonated with you, do comment below, calm is my confidence, and subscribe for more tools on communication, composure, and leadership so we can all learn to lead with quiet confidence.